Hey, welcome back, Mr. Smith Garage. It is cold. Well, it's 60. Right now it says it's 64. Outdoors, it's somewhere in the high 40s. So I've got I think I got this in North Dakota, at a thrift store for like 10 bucks. My wife found it, Mrs. Smith. And then I've got the Hisense air conditioning that I use in the summer set to heat, and it actually is blowing some warm air in here. I don't really want it hot in here, but you know, it'd be nice to not have to wear gloves. You can see I moved Ferdinand the Porsche over here. It's looking a little dusty. It is winter, so I don't get to drive him much. Remember, I don't have a back window in that convertible top, so that's kind of the next project that I need to do on Ferdinand. We've got Jack, the 81 air-cooled Vanagon, in his spot for me to start working on suspension and put the tranny and the engine back in. And then I've got Lars, the Eurovan, back in the garage. Got the hood up because we are going to try to replace... my coffee. I should probably drink some coffee. That's good. It's getting a little cold already. We're going to try and replace this ABS pump. This is used that I got online, and we're replacing it right down in here. But in order to do that, I think I need to take some parts off around the front. I think I mentioned that in my last video. But before I do all that, I wanted to show you the lights that are coming on. I think we've done this in a prior video, but figured I might as well just kind of show everybody what's going on here. Okay, so here's the lights that are on when the car's running on the dash. So as you can see, we've got ABS, we got a brake light blinking in our face, and I've got the emergency brake down. Okay, it's in park, and then we've got that little warning signal, which I think has to do with the ESP. So that's what our goal is to change the ABS module and get rid of those lights. Okay, I've got you propped up kind of on a few things over here on the other end, just because I got to take a few things off here. So I need to take this off, which is, of course, is these little guys. And I don't have them super tight on there because at some point driving down the road, if something were to break down, I need to be able to get these off, and they're little Torx thread or nut, bolt, whatever you want to call it. And then this thing just pops right off of there, just like so. You get your beautiful, beautiful top end rebuilt motor. Next thing I'm going to do, so you see I've got the cover off, I'm going to take this blinker off. So I'll set you right there. There's a little wire in here. Usually you just feel it, but let's see. Is there somewhere? Where'd it go? Okay, so since I'm having trouble finding it, it's not really that hard to find. See this right here? If you can see that right there. Basically, you just pull this out. It goes around that little piece, as long as that wire's not in the way. And this will slide right on. Take that off just so that it's kind of out of the way. So look at that. Already better access into the ABS module, but not quite enough. So we're going to take this piece off, which is a few screws. I think I need to take the grill off first, and then I can get down to all the screws for the front valance piece, and then I can get to all the screws for the headlight. Okay, before you get all mad that you're so far away, I'm not showing all the details. Okay, we had a screw there and a screw there. So in order to get that valance piece off, you had to take those two screws off. And there were screws that went into the bottom, these two bottom spots right here. Okay, you can see them right here. And I call it the valance. There were two screws up here for the grill, and then two screws down kind of in the middle of the grill to get the grill off. And then there were 4 Torx bolts or screws, whatever you want to call them, to get the headlight off. And this now should just come straight out. Got a couple of connections. One connection or two? Just one connection on the back here, which is right here. Hopefully you're able to see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Let's make sure. Yeah, we're just going to take that connection off, and then this whole unit can come off. This is glass, so be careful with it. It's a glass. Volkswagen did the real deal there. See, we have a lot better access. Still some wires down here to, be careful of, but a lot better access. All right, a couple things you might be asking is, like sometimes you look around my garage and you always see all these paper towels everywhere. Like, well, so when I wash my hands in the sink over there, instead of throwing away that paper towel, because I'm just drying my hands, I kind of throw them somewhere in the garage because I know that someday I'm going to use them again for something. Today is a perfect day because when I start taking all of these things off, I'm going to have brake fluid everywhere. So first one I'm going to try and pull off is this one here, because I think that is going to help me to drain it. And I'll tell you where that one goes. It goes down around to here. So this is that brake fluid line. You kind of see how it goes down, comes across the back. It's the big one that comes across the back there, if you can see it there, and then comes underneath here to there. And on my replacement, it is this one here. You can see they kind of pinched it off, but you see it kind of loops itself around, actually clips in to this. I don't get any brake fluid in my coffee. Clips around in there. I think there's a clip back here. So you can see that's the one I'm going to undo first so that I can hopefully drain out that brake fluid. I also noticed that up in here it might behoove me to take these off. I don't even know what these are for, but there's some kind of thing that goes through. Does it go anywhere? Is it just some kind of a ballast thing? Oh, you know what? Instead of unplugging them, I'm just going to take these bolts off and kind of bring it out here somewhere. That's a better idea. Sometimes unplugging things that are hard plastic, things break, and to avoid that, we'll just undo these 10 millimeters and drop the whole thing down and out. But I do think I am going to take the battery off. Okay, that does look like some kind of a pretty important relay. Got a big part number on it and all kinds of little diagram of what goes where. I don't see any wires chewed there, which is good. I don't think I even knew that was there when I was kind of cleaning up all the wires from the squirrels. Looks good. It's out of the way. Look how much room I have now to work on this stuff. So I've got most of the things out of here that I think are at least in the immediate vicinity way. So I got the battery out, got cables pulled back. So I need to get this electronic piece off. Oh, there was a plastic piece that goes across here between the engine and the battery area. I need to get this electronic piece off. And when I'm looking at the other one, it's got these little nubs on it, but it doesn't really look like it's got anything that's, there's not like a clip to push to get them off of that. So I'm thinking, I mean, I know all these things are kind of stationary, so if I pull this cover piece off, I can get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's actually no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 that I need to pull off the top, and then I need to take this one off of the bottom, and then I need to take this electrical piece off, which I'm not sure if you can actually see that deep in there. Let's see. Let's give it another light. So see, there's the nut that I need to take off, but then this electrical needs to come off, and then there is an electrical piece here that comes off the ABS that goes goes underneath here. I see it down there. So that needs to come off. I'll probably pull this zip tie off and make it a little easier to get to. Let's get this off. And then this one here. Again, the tricky part that I'm seeing here is this electrical piece, but the rest of this doesn't seem all that hard to figure out. Because one of my thoughts actually was that this electrical piece could have some junk down in there that's maybe causing the light to be on. Seems like. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take all these off before I can slide this out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the vacuum and go clean that up. Let's get the vacuum. Oh, no, look at that, there isn't one. Okay, good. It just sets in there. Okay. So I just lifted it off of the front bolt and then kind of jiggled it, and it came out of that. It's almost like a carriage that it sits in. Okay, so here's where we're at. I know I need to take off this line here. Here's where it gets kind of sketch. I took this clamp off of here, which, you know, these are the, whatever they're called, Oberspagger, some kind of German clamp. Oetiker. Anyway, got this clamp off, sriracha bottle taped up to my line here that I'm going to hook up to this. I've got this, which I'm going to clamp off up at the top up here. I'll clamp this here just so that maybe it'll reduce the flow if it needs to. So there, I'll show you a little closer view here. See how it's coming back a little bit. Oh, here it comes. Okay, slippy, slippy. You're gonna hold the hand over it. And I'm gonna put this back on it, just in case it leaks a little bit. Look at that. Hey, that didn't leak much at all. Okay, there's a little seepage going down there, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave you running. And I'm going to get my 11mm new wrench. Okay, we don't need to take this one off. We need to take this, and this off with the 11mm. Good spot. So what this means is it's going to air is probably going to get in these lines. But I'm hoping... Could I put a glove over it? Or like the finger of a glove. Get inside the glove. Okay, there's one. Like a glove. Okay, that's one. Down here. Okay, roll place. Have a battery and turn you off for a little bit. Okay, now we're doing the side ones. Okay, you got one. Alright, so now I think I need to get you out of there. Now I think I need to take this one off. And then that should be the last one that I need to take off. And then it's just a wire in the back, which I don't know how I'm going to get to, but we're going to get to it somehow. So I'll take that one off next. Got everything, all these off, and I plugged them with some vacuum lines, which I should have done to begin with, because it'll at least hold some of the fluid in there. This one's connected. I don't see much leaking out of here, but I do have it clamped off up above. One of the things that I'm thinking of now is I still have to get this electrical connection off that's back in here. Aha. I think I found it. This is very difficult, but I got it. And I'm going to show you how I did it in just a second. Once I get it out of here. Okay. Let's get it all unhooked from all these different pieces. Okay. Whew. Okay. Let me set it down. Let me regroup. And I'll show you how that clip comes off. Next time I do it, it'll be super easy, but I'll show you why it was so difficult. Okay, first of all, look at all of that crud down there. That is all nastiness. So we'll clean that all out, get it ready for reinstalling. This is yeah, there, let me get better light in here. So you can see this, it's kind of like got little ramps. So what happens is as you pull this part up, it ramps out of the plug. So that's how that one works. It's kind of a safety feature. It's got two little clips right here on the side that when it's down in there you can't see it. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see that there's actually any clips that are locking it in. But once I pulled those little clips out, it ramps up pretty easy. So I'm gonna clean these wires out because I think, I don't see anything chewed, which is great, but I still want to clean some of that junk out of there. We'll clean up down here, and then, I'm not sure if there was anything, I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with this, but since we have the other one, we're gonna, oops, walking all over things. Again, everything's looking like it should, and it's the same part. Let's see, it goes this way. It's heavy. This is the one we're taking off. Or this is the one we took off. This is the one we're putting on. I'm just going to take this top off and double check the part numbers, and then we'll get these all out. Okay, I got this area generally cleaned up, ready to receive the new ABS module. I've taken all of these off. There is no fluid coming out of here, so definitely going to have to do some kind of a bleeding process. But the other thing that I have is I have my clamp already on my hose, so that when I get it in there, I can just put my clamp on. Oh, the other thing I did was I took these clips, see these little clips, off of this, so I could put them on the hose, or on, and just stick them in there. So it'll just be easier that way than trying to force it all in there. Okay, here we go. Let's rock and roll. I got a stud down here that I have to kind of work to get in there. There we go. Oh, I got my little one. There we go. Not made for big hands. Okay, got those two in. Just gotta get this one over the top. And see, that will be clamped right there with my special Oetiker clamper. And that is clamped. This one we'll put in next. Come on. Well, it's going to rip, which is okay. Okay. So get it ripped off of there. Stick it in there. Uh-oh, you're missing it. You're missing all the drip. Uh-oh, that's a lot of drip. That was the leaker right there, huh? That is the leaker. Yeah, it's leaking everywhere. Okay, that one's tight. Just gonna go back over each of these. Make sure they're snug. I didn't even touch this one, but we're still gonna check it. Yep. Okay. All right. There we have it. Now it's just hooking up the electrical. And like I said, all of that looks pretty darn good. It's just a matter of getting it back on there. Oh my goodness, that was easy. I just wish it was that easy to take off. That is plugged in. Okay, so now we're going to do put some nuts in there so we don't forget those. Okay, that is on there. Good. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's how it goes. There? Okay. Okay, that will protect the top. Oh, let's see what else we have to do here. Oh, electrical down low. That's right. That's why I had you angled down there. Let's find those two electrical cords. There's one and there's the other. Okay. So here's the one that comes around to here. Let's make sure everything looks kosher in there. Yep, that looks all good. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one goes down here. Okay, so we saw the electrical here. I wasn't sure where we cut off, so we'll edit through there. And then I'm going to get the battery in, get that hooked up, and then hook this thing back up. And get my lights turned on in the garage. So that's the next step. All right, if you got your Eurovan and you're wondering how your battery is stuck in there, it's like the hardest bolt anywhere. Do you see it back in there? Let's see. Can you see the top of the head of that bolt? I think you can. It's shiny because I put a new one in there. And I did a little bit longer than what it was, but that is the battery hold down. Not the easiest place to get to. I have the headlight out and I'm having a hard time with it. So anyway, all those ground wires go back down in that clamp, and this is the brain, the module. And I gotta get the battery hooked up here. hook this thing back up. I think this has something to do with the fans. Just seems like it because it's pretty massive, pretty heavy duty. These two 10 millimeters. Hope you've been enjoying this. Oh, look at that. Was that a live bug or a dead bug? Do you guys see that? I think he's alive. Interesting. I wonder where he came from. I'm going to put this in before I put the battery in. That way I don't have to touch all these wires. Okay. Now I think it's battery time. Here is our battery terminal. Positive terminal. Negative terminal. And those are 10 millimeter. Okay. Centerpiece. I don't think you saw me take that out, but here it is. Mine's actually custom because, so you could see, my overflow hose is custom. Can't find this on the internet anywhere. If any of you know where to find this hose, mine was chewed up by a couple of squirrels. So, boy, we're running out of tape too, or disc, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to put the headlight back on, then the bottom trim piece, and then the grill, and then the blinkers, and then the cover here. And I think before I do that, I'm going to check. I'm going to have to fill this up with some .4, and then we'll fire it up. Thanks for watching Mr. Smith Garage. Hope you subscribe if you haven't. And if you like the content, go ahead and give me a like. All right, I don't know how much film I have left, but figured, might as well fire it up, see what happens. Let's see. Check engine light went off. ABS is still on. Emergency brakes on. Oh yeah, it's a soft pedal too right now, but it's got brakes. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll set up the code reader and maybe clear the code and see if it goes off. Well, the vehicles are back in their place. Happily back in the garage. Lars is back on the street. What I did not solve the problem. I still have the 3 lights. I still have brakes, and under harsh braking conditions, I still have brakes. I don't feel them pulsating like they should be for the ABS system. I do have 2 ABS codes that come up. One is the steering sensor. So the steering sensor is behind the steering wheel, and it is a known problem on some of those vehicles, but it's usually on really high mileage vehicles, because it's where some of the, I guess they're copper little pieces of tape that run on a microchip board, have worn across, and so it doesn't send a signal to the ABS to know which way the wheel is steered, because when you're steering, the ABS control module knows to send certain brake, like harder brakes, to one side than the other based on if you're steering and which way the angles of the steering wheel is. And so I'm assuming that that's probably why I have the brake or the ABS light on and the brake light on and the EPS brake or EPC light on, is because of that steering sensor, not necessarily because of the ABS module. So I have good ABS module here that I'm probably going to throw back out and sell because I don't think it was the module to begin with. It's most likely that steering sensor, which I don't even know if you can get them. I'm going to try and get one. We'll see if I'm able to. So that's it for Mr. Smith Garage for today. That was a really long process that didn't solve the problem, but you know, at least we went through the process of changing out the ABS system. I have not bled the brakes, which I need to do. It's a little soft, but still brakes pretty hard, you know. So it's just a little bit further down than where I want it to be. I might actually take it to a shop because I think there's a shop downtown that will do a brake bleed all your brakes, replace all your brake fluid for like a little bit over $100. So I might do that anyway, just to get those brakes stiff again. And who knows, maybe they could figure it out. And it just doesn't get figured out in Mr. Smith Garage. But thanks for joining me, Mr. Smith Garage. And hopefully we'll get rid of Lars here pretty soon. And we'll be on to the project of Jack, the 81 Vanagon, air-cooled Vanagon. Look at that. I got my Radflow shocks sitting here from Burley Motorsports. I've got my engine rebuilt, ready to go in. I think over here somewhere I've got my transmission. I think I got transmission somewhere down here. Yeah, it is somewhere down there. Maybe it's down. Oh, there it is. Transmission. This thing's ready to start being built. So hopefully that's what we'll start working on next. Thanks for joining me, Mr. Smith Garage.